this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you. I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
I do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix, who maybe cope through humor just to fit in for a bit, who never let the world know when depression's setting in. To all of those who know you, that impression don't exist, and it ain't counterfeit, it's just a way to counter it. I'm living things I dreamed about, I still encounter it. It ain't something that a cigarette or alcohol can fix, but all because of it I flipped it quick, went on to write some hits. This a success, off another breath. This the first step in searching to be nothing less than be the best in what you do, to prove their strength in being you. Learn so much in chasing dreams that I never would in school. Depends on where your passion lie, just know passion never lie. Life presents distractions, but your actions have to fortify the things that you believe in. Have to scream it like a battle cry, and leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love, those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug, those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make up lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be. This is what the uninspired testifiers fail to see. Jealousy results from being that which others fail to be, and if it means you're not with me, that honestly sounds fair to me.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
Do this for my mother, she'll be working for the summer. Do this for my father, cause these days I often wonder what my life would have been like if I was not adopted. To grow up in a home where I was treated like a problem, I don't know, it's just a guess. Your guess probably good as mine. Lucky that I grew up in a home that wanted me to shine. Lucky that I grew up around some mountains we were taught to climb. Without that inspiration, I don't think that this would be my life. Do this for my friends who've scattered all across the country now. I'm out in Sweden walking back through life so I can write it down. Make a living off of sound, so crazy to say out loud. I'm the biggest thing since Travis Rice to come up out the town. Sorry, gotta stunt a little. Used to have my dreams belittled, but it's all a part of it. I know people's minds are fickle, lines between reality and dreams I blur like faded nights. Come up been so good for me, I wish that I could make it twice.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow Simeons, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henry the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz Rantz.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz Rantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I was gone for a day, getting myself back together. Let me tell you something. I'm just like you. I have a down day. I have an up day. I have things coming at me in real life. And guess what? I handle it pretty well, I feel. So when I step away or when you see me on the screen and I'm not myself, don't worry. I got so many DMs from everybody. They're like, Marantz, what's going on? I'm like, chill. I got this. Okay. And I'm just letting you know what I mean by this. Okay. I know that when you're in this spotlight right here, and when you're in front of the camera and you built a platform and you put yourself with the target on your back, I know they're going to come for you. And guess what? You just keep on going. I put myself here, guys. I'm aware of it. I put out the information. I put my name on it. I put my face on it. I put my life on it. And I'm telling you where we're at. We're very close to GameStop earnings. We're very close to Wall Street finally projecting the stock for what it will be. But in addition to that, there's all this other information that we've given out. Right? Over 3 years, I've been living in front of you how I hold the stock. You guys think it's like picture perfect? Am I living the perfect life in front of you? I know some of you guys look at it and say, you know what? He's got 5 kids. He's a veteran. He's got a career. He's got a wife. He's got the team. He's got everybody who backs him. Guess what? I have bad days too. There's days where I wake up and I say, I don't want to do this shit. I don't want to wake up. I don't even want to go to work. Or maybe I do. Maybe I don't want to deal with my son's homework. Maybe I don't want to go pick him up from school. There's things out there that make me more human than you could ever imagine. But on the internet, on this thing called TikTok and YouTube, there are people out here that make you feel like, you know what? That guy's just perfect. Marantz is perfect. He's having the greatest day of his life, and every day is a great day. Every day, him and his wife give each other roses and high fives and back rubs and wash dishes and clean the clothes and cook the food. There's never a down day in there. There's never a day where we walk through the hallways and we're like, yo, I don't feel like talking today. Right? And or if you go to work and you keep your head up and you're just like, you know what? I'm happy. Nobody can get me down. That is not true. And I'm the proof of this. I'm telling you, there's times where I wear my emotions on my sleeve. But when I look at the market, I look at the stock market, and I think of the same thing. I just got a message, first message I got right now on TikTok, and it said, Marantz, the market was red today, bleeding. It was a terrible day for investing. And I was just like, maybe you don't understand. Maybe you don't understand. These are the days that I reflect and I buy more. I buy more when the market goes down. I said, oh my goodness, it's a great value right now. $14.17 on GameStop shares. I said, holy hell, this is a great value. And why do I feel this way? Because I feel it's not evaluated properly on the market. That's one. And we'll talk about that in detail today. Additionally, we're going to talk about AMC, PayPal, Peloton? No, I'm not talking about them today. I'll talk about Palantir because that's for Almo, of course, my boy. But there's so much that I've been digging into. But before I ever talk about the stock, I talk about me. Like if people don't know this channel, if people never sat around and saw what we've been doing for 3 years, there's some people that think the channel is about pumping out stock. They're like, oh, Marantz just talks about pumping GameStop. And it's like, what? That's the least of it. Show me the one video every, month that I put out about GameStop fundamentals and how I'm investing towards it. And or are we just having a conversation? Most of the time, it's just talking about what's going down. Let me tell you something. Disney, a day is too long. Sure. You know nothing about the market if you're still buying GameStop and AMC. LOL, says Wall Street G. And I would tell you he's absolutely correct. If you're still buying AMC, you know nothing about this market. And I know that people are up in arms right now asking the questions, why is Robinhood not selling the stock 24/7? I want to know, y'all. Y'all got to tell. I saw the Common Sense Investors video. And of course, Robinhood took AMC off of their 24-hour trading platform. For whatever reason, they have it 24 hours, right? They have all the blue chips. They have all the Mag 7, and then they have GameStop and AMC. And then they realize, maybe AMC is not trading the way it was once trading. And now it's GameStop, right? But if you don't know what GameStop is, and you make the assumption that everyone buying it is an idiot, well, then that's fine. I'm an idiot. I will be the idiot. I will be the idiot that tells you, I told you so. I will be the idiot that tells you we were right. I will be the idiot that shows you how basic arithmetic proves everyone correct. And I'm going to show you tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about multiples. Okay, guys, now, and in the world of investing, multiples is a metric that people measure your investment and or the value you pay for it. right? There's so many multiples that you can judge. You can go ahead and do book value, where we've talked about this shareholder equity and how the equity position of GameStop is essentially $4.15 of straight cash, homie, to the bank, right? So at $4.15, why couldn't I buy this stock at 14 knowing I'm getting $10 a share? Because the discount is the cash, straight cash. We're not talking about assets. We're not talking about some type of building block that they borrowed to get bigger. No. There's zero debt at this company. GameStop has zero corporate debt. They have an ABA facility where they can borrow. The ABA facility is not even being used. $500 million. They haven't borrowed any money, but they can. They have great credit, but they're just using cash in an inflationary time where rates are the highest they're going to be, and what it looks like rates are going to continue to stay this high and not decrease in March, which I told you. They'll start decreasing closer to, I guess, election time frame, just to go and try to hold over this market. But go ahead and evaluate the companies you're looking at. What did I tell you guys about PayPal? I told you PayPal last year when we were doing Connect the Dots and we were looking at it. I said PayPal, private equity runs the company. Their plan is not to do better than. They lay off 9% of their workforce. They're down 10% since earnings were announced just a couple of days ago. So you tell me if we're headed in the right direction. Guidance that they give, lackluster. They gave out forward guidance, and there's nothing to be had. That's PayPal. This online paying app service that people are just trying to get the most out of it. But they're not trying to do the next step. They're not SoFi. Apparently, SoFi is projecting they're going to be amazing. I'm still not a believer. I'm not a buyer because I don't trust Uncle Bruce. That's just me. But you know what? I'm okay if that's the one stock I miss. Because I've already missed Eli Lilly and I missed a couple other ones that I knew were good. And I said, okay, I'm okay. I don't need to catch them all. This is not Pokemon. You don't have to catch them all. All you got to do is catch about 8 good investments in your lifetime, and you'll multiply with those multipliers. Let's talk about multipliers again. PE ratio. It's the most, it's the biggest one people look at. And it's PE ratio comes from the price to earnings ratio. And people look at that and they say, Marantz, GameStop's PE ratio is in the negative because they don't make a profit. And I'm going to tell you guys something. For all you naysayers out there, for all you guys that don't understand stock analysis and the way they evaluate this company, Wall Street refuses to give GameStop their true evaluation because the only one rating agency. Now, I know Zacks just started last month, started giving GameStop a strong buy, all of that, but they're not the real one. The only real one out there is Wedbush right now. Wedbush calls a price target for GameStop at $6 a share. And I told you they're at $4 cash. How the hell could you buy GameStop for $2 a share? That means you could buy the whole company for $600 million. There's no way. There's no way that you can buy $3 billion worth of assets, minus the cash, $2 billion, for $600 million. It's just not possible. Not to mention the inventory, not to mention the brand itself, the legacy business that we all buy, games. There's so much value there. And we're going to talk about that value throughout tonight because I'm going to explain it step by step. But these multiples that people are gauging GameStop for, like, I'll give you something. I went and looked at where they think GameStop's going to be forward, right? The forward PE ratio. And they put GameStop at a 132, 129 PE ratio, 129. That means GameStop's going to earn 10.9, I'll round it up for you, 11 cents a share. 11 cents a share is the profit they feel GameStop will make. And it would take 129 years to get your profit back if you bought the share. GameStop makes interest alone 4 cents a share. So you're telling me they can only make 6 cents a share profit? Operationally? You think GameStop's only going to make $30 million in a fiscal year? I'm here to tell you, you're going to have a double beat. This same time, next month, we're about to have a double beat on GameStop. And what does that mean, guys? That means profit per share, earnings per share is going to be a double beat. Whatever the PE ratio they think is going to be, we're going to beat it there. Top line revenue. Oh, hey, have I said this yet? Top line revenue. GameStop's been down on top line revenue for X amount, right? What if they just happen to win? What if they just go ahead and become profitable and they beat top line revenue. What do you think happens to the stock multiple then? What do you think people really evaluate the company for? Because here's the problem with the analysis for the stock. People, the Wall Street is upset with GameStop. They're upset with Ryan Cohen, with Larry Chang, with Alan Addo, because they don't give out guidance. I just saw guidance being given at PayPal, and the guidance was, we're not going to be so great. Can you imagine? GameStop goes out there and they go, you know what, Wall Street, I know you project us to only make 8 cents next year. Think about this. 2024, this year right here, GameStop is projected to make 8 cents a share for the whole year. 2025, 12 cents. Are you serious? 16 cents. 24 cents in 2 years from now. So you mean to tell me GameStop's going to be worth a quarter per share? 24 cents is the projected total for P. Well, I won't even say P ratio. I'm just talking about profits per share, right? Earnings per share. 24 cents, guys. They think GameStop's only going to make $75 million in a full fiscal year. 2 years from now, increasing from where they are today, where they say they're only going to make $30 million. So you mean to tell me, Wall Street, you think GameStop's going to go from $30 million to 75 in 2 years? Profit. And how you evaluate that price-wise, you think that the P ratio should be what? 129. All right, guys. 129. Price of the stock is $14.17. I want to tell you what that means. That when the price goes up and the earnings come out and they win, and GameStop shows 40 cents, 30, 40 cents. I'm going to go with 30. I'm going to be fair. 30 cents per share for the year. A $90 million increase on the bottom line. Profit. 30 cents a share. You mean to tell me that I can project that by what, 129? 129, right? That's your P ratio. Oh, no, okay. It's going to come all the way down to 40. 42, 47 in that range. Now we're looking at a 40. But don't worry, I've got it, guys. You have to compare it to your peers, right? All right, let's do it. Let's do it together. Okay? And don't say I didn't tell you how great GameStop is. So as we do this, and I'll read the chat in a minute. First thing I want you to look at on GameStop is going to be $14.17 per share. That's the price. But when you look over here, it's going to tell you the PE ratio forecast is 129. So projected is going to be 129. That means 10 cents a share, guys. I've already done the math for you. Don't worry about it. When you look at 10 cents a share, I'm going to tell you how ridiculous that is. I'll show it to you first. And then you tell me how right we're about to be. It's about to get crazy. So, let's look right here. And let's enlarge this. We're at 80%. Let's go to 110. Okay. And let's go to NASDAQ first. Okay. As we go to NASDAQ, GameStop earnings. They tell you the date is going to be March 19th. That is the day that's about to rock the world. Because right here it tells you, and I want everyone to know this, that not only has GameStop, remember, the dark blue, I want you to look at it. The dark blue is where Wall Street projects GameStop to be. Right here, they projected in the first quarter of 2023, GameStop to be at negative 16 cents per share, and they were positive. Go down here, they expected them to lose 14 cents a share. They came out, or they expected 17 cents a share lost. They came out 14 under. So they've already beat Wall Street one. They beat Wall Street twice. They beat Wall Street a third time, where they expected them to lose 15 cents and they only lost 3. Then they expected them to lose 12 cents and they lost essentially 0. That was last quarter where they were $2 million under. And now this quarter, they expect GameStop to make 25 cents per share. 25 cents per share for the whole quarter 4 is what we're trying to beat. Let me tell you how ridiculous that price is, guys. GameStop at 25 cents a share is around $70 million. I'm ballparking the number. They think profit will be $75 million. It's $75 million. $75 million is what they think. Do you know how laughable that is right now? Based off of the math, their SG&A from quarter 3 to quarter 4 is literally $150 million increase from year over year. Meaning there's no way on God's green earth that they're not going to make $70 million. And I'm not even counting the interest that they make. The interest they make per share. I'm putting them at 120, 100, over $100 million for the quarter. And when you talk about free cash flow, do you know how you increase free cash flow? This is why I said they're going to have a $200 million hit on cash. Boom, it's going to go to the cash. Right? No cash burn at all for this company. And you can do these little maneuvers as far as how you pay your accounts payable versus receivable and how you swing it 30 days, 90 days. You can leverage your own position. I know. I'm telling you how you balance a budget. But beyond that, GameStop has X amount of inventory. Remember that, 4% on inventory turnover ratio. They're at 4. Multiplier by 4. That's very low, but that's quarter 3. Because in quarter 3, they load up on inventory. And in quarter 4, when they're selling it off, they're not rebuying it. Therefore, their cash on hand goes sky high because they make the cash by selling the inventory. And the best way to not spend cash is don't replenish the inventory. They've already figured out the rhyme and reason on how to purchase correctly, leverage that purchasing off of what we call units versus top line revenue. So when everyone's coming at you about sales and pricing and how much money they make, it's not about the dollars, it's about the units. The units per store, per transaction. That's what you're gauging. That's how you can, I would tell you, leverage the margin versus the person you're buying it from. And if GameStop's better buyers than the previous guys, which I think they are, because of the increase in margin, you're going to see GameStop make a drastic profit. I mean, we're talking about mountains full of money moving the other way. So you're going to have now officially 5 quarters where GameStop beat out Wall Street on their projections. That's what you're going to have right now, 5 in a row. But not only are you going to have a profitable quarter, you now have the ability to go profitable every quarter moving forward. This is why I talk about Palantir. Palantir finally showed 5 consecutive quarters of profit. Look at the stock price from 14 to 28. 100% increase. And I know pricing versus flow, I get all that. Market caps, we know that part. I'm just telling you that when you show that you can beat Wall Street 5 quarters in a row, that should count for something. And right now it doesn't count for anything. So then let's go down to the next metric that we're looking at. We're going to look right here, and it's going to tell you consensus EPS forecast that we were going to lose 12 cents. What was the surprise? 100%. And why did we have a surprise? Because we beat. The word surprise means we beat. And every quarter in 2023, you have a surprise ratio. Surprise ratio of 200%. Surprise ratio of 17.65, 80, and 100. We have surprised Wall Street every quarter this year. And this is no different this quarter right now. Because when you look at the earnings forecast, that means projected earnings for GameStop, everyone's at 8 cents for this year coming up. Let me tell you how ridiculous 8 cents is. 8 cents means GameStop only had a profit of around $3 million. $3 million annually. How is that even possible? We're at a negative $8 million trailing 12. You mean to tell me 8 cents? 8 cents. Okay, I'll do something crazy for you guys. We'll go with the consensus at 12 cents, right? And maybe I'm wrong on the 8 cents there because I just had it written down. I'm so sorry. 25 million. That's what I meant to say. Instead of 3, it was like 30. So 25 million right here. They think that's the profit for the year. You think that's going to happen? Only 25 million? Guys, we're negative 8 million right now. You mean to tell me I only got to go plus 25? I only got to go plus $32 million this year? This quarter right now, $32 million, all we need, and we hit the consensus for Wall Street. I'm going to tell you we're going to double that. We're going to double it. And then you're going to blow out 2025 out of the water because they only think we're only going to make 12 cents a share. They think we're only going to make 12 cents a share, which it comes out to $37 million. And then they say 24 cents, and that means $75 million in 2 years. Profit. With the PE ratio of the current stock price at 177, 118, and 59, according to the street. we're going to be a 59 PE ratio in 2 years from now. 3 years, because this will be complete. You think we're going to be 59 at 14.17 a share? They're completely wrong. They're completely wrong, and it's like blatant, guys. It's so blatant because I want you to think of a couple of things. The amount of interest I told you GameStop makes per share. Remember what I told you. GameStop makes 4 cents a share on interest alone throughout the year. Look at this. They're saying 8 cents is your profit. You think GameStop's business only produces 4 cents profit per share? Not even close, guys. It's going to kill the number. This guy, I'm getting attacked over here on what is this, TikTok? I apologize. I almost said Twitter. And he calls me a bozo. And he says, you live in an apartment, bro. Looks like it's not working out. And then the next guy says, no one's shopping at GameStop, Brody. You know what's crazy? It's like they can say what they assume is happening, but there's $5.8 billion worth of sales, right? Like, we're not making up that number there. And I don't even think people are giving the value or the weight of what that means. Let's go to the retail sector, where GameStop actually goes in with their peers, and you're going to see GameStop listed at number 17 retail store in the country for what they do. Number 17. Now, as you go up this list, you guys are going to see companies like Dick's Sporting Goods, Bath & Body Works, Five and Below. You'll see Academy Sports Outdoors. Remember that when we went into these companies, I showed you connect the dots. I showed you private equity runs those companies. This is a company that currently has no PE ratio because they're not positive. I bought GameStop at $14, Dalton, not at $400. So you'll figure it out. It'll probably be too late for you. Next. When you look at GameStop, they have negative $8 million worth of profit. That number is going to turn into $200 to $300 million over the next 2 years. Minimum, based off of the math, based off of everything you see. So what realm are they going to be in when they're 200 to 300 a year? Right here, look at this realm right here. Look at these guys. Look at the stores they're up against. And why I tell you they're in these stores, because look at the market caps. 8 to 14 billion, meaning they're on the cusp of S&P 500. What puts GameStop over the top, though? Anybody? Leadership, you, the shareholder yourself, and then these market caps versus what they were previously, where GameStop's at an all-time low right now. They have all the room to run, all the room to grow. I mean, let's just give you an example of somebody like Dick's Sporting Goods. Everything with Dick's is huge, Marantz. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say those phrases together. I apologize. But Dick's Sporting Goods is huge. Yeah, they are huge. They have a huge retail footprint. So big that they need malls to survive. And retail costs how much right now? So when I see every company getting clobbered just so these guys can exist and or Best Buy exist, you're talking about the top 10 companies in retail on that end. Five and Below, massive footprint. It costs so much, but look at their multiple, 38. If GameStop comes in at 50 cents a share over the next 2 years, doubling Wall Street's projections, which I already think they will. I've already done the math. They're going to come in at 50 cents a share. With the current stock price the way it is, you're looking at a 28, 22 multiple in that range. And you're going to get 20, let's just say call it 28. Let's call it 30. Who are you up against? Who's in the 30s here? So high, the stock price at Five and Below, it's 200 or it's right here. This one right here, Five and Below, I lost, sorry. 184 a share. Based off of market cap, based off of float. But think about it. How much more can it run? You ask yourself, what do I have to buy proposition value-wise to get into these companies that I'm going to pay premium dollars per share, $1,000, $2,700, massive market caps on these companies? Or I can buy the little engine that could, the one that nobody knows about, the one that no one's projecting correctly, the one no one's really following the math on. I guarantee you GameStop has more cash on hand and doing more with it than all of these guys. And I mean dollar for dollar. Because they have no corporate debt. They don't have private equity leveraging their assets. They did it the right way. They're doing it the right way. I'm looking at the company. I enjoy this company. I'll give you an example. Hey, I just want GameStop to get better than one company every day. That's all I want. So the one I'm going to look at is the one in front of them, and that's Restoration Hardware, RH. I've talked about them before. Private equity's all on their board. We go into here, and as we go into this company, I want to show you something that you'll never see at GameStop. Do you see this? And now watch this, because you guys are going to hear it, and then you're going to understand it. Look at their profit per quarter, guys. Look at this trailing 12. They have $528 million the first quarter, 639, 624, 223 on billions of dollars of sales, $12 billion worth of sales, $14 billion of sales a year. They sell stuff, billions of dollars. Look at their profits, guys. 200, 300, 300, 500. If I gave you that simple math, you would come out and say that's a better company than GameStop. But what no one's showing you is that last year, they made 500, 600, 700, 600 a quarter. That they were so massive, so growing, so big, that now they're at double-digit deficits every quarter on revenue. They're down 23%, 51%, 50%, 60% on net income growth. They are losing everything. Addressable market cap, value for their dollar, that stock, that company is going down the drain. And that's just one guy in front of us. Boom. They're down 50%, 60% profit. And we're up on a surprise of 200%, 100%, 80%, 30% every quarter. We're surprising people. We're beating them, and we're going to beat Wall Street again. That's why you can't just go to a list and go, you know what? GameStop's in 17th place, and RH is better because they're at 16th. Because their market cap is bigger, because their profit is bigger, because they make so much money per share. Their stock price is at $264 a share. Nah. They lost. They lost from 1 year to the next $1 billion worth of profit. You have to be held accountable for that. I feel like I'm GameStop, right? I do that all the time. I say I'm GameStop. And people think I'm crazy. I say, you put your bullseye on your back, and they're going to come start attacking you every which way that they can. Why should you buy GameStop in 30 seconds? SOTD, you shouldn't. You shouldn't buy GameStop in 30 seconds. You shouldn't ask me the question of why you should invest money into something when you haven't done the due diligence, you haven't looked at the board of directors, you haven't looked at the leadership team to find out who's going to manage your money. That's the first thing. Second thing is when you do make an investment, what's your time horizon? How fast you need the money back? What's your risk tolerance? All of these things you need to consider before you ever invest a single dollar into the stock market. And if you don't, and you're a trader and you just go out there, you want to make a trade and you say, I bought this stock at the very bottom and it went up and that's great. Good for you. Good luck. Bet all your money on black next time you go to Vegas. But that's what you're doing with your life right now. So educate yourself on how to invest. Educate yourself on how to do the due diligence. And that's how you should be buying things. Me personally, I buy GameStop because of the leadership. Then we can look at that balance sheet and we can see exactly where it's headed. And I'm telling you where it's headed. We're going to beat Wall Street again and again and again. This will be our 5th quarter in a row. I'm going to tell you something pretty personal for me. And I want people to understand why I'm doing it and why I come live and why I do the show. Some people don't. And it looks like I missed a lot of chat here, so I apologize. There's a super chat here from John Jar Binks. Want to call it my boy John. John's been around for 3 years on the channel. Thank you so much. What's up, man? Been pulling 14-hour days to nonstop buy. Now I have 51 shares. Love manpower and players. Yeah, the ongoing joke is that we have 51 shares here, and some people actually take that serious. And it's unfortunate for them, okay? Because they don't need to check your pockets to see what you have. I just going to tell you guys, being in front of the camera or putting out some information, whether it be on Reddit, you don't even have to put your name on it. You just put it out there. You become a target. And you become a target for a lot of different reasons. There are people that find pleasure in hurting animals. I'm not one of them, right? Those are the guys who hunt. There are people that find pleasure in seeing the failure of people. Okay, you ever have a friend or a family member who doesn't wish you well or doesn't, every time they see you on the come up, they see you making it, they're like, yeah, but that boy, he still shit his pants. Yeah, you still remember that time? He still peed the bed when he was growing. Like, they'll always find a way to put you down. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So you're going to become the victim and or you're going to become the target of many people by being out here in this space and or putting out information that nobody wants to hear, apparently. That GameStop is profitable. That GameStop is this churning company, this turnaround. I want you to list right now how many turnaround companies exist in the world. How many companies have pivot, stop, put their foot in the dirt, and change the direction of their company for the better. I will wait with bated breath because there's no one out here doing what GameStop's doing. The core product hasn't changed. The core product is the people and the people that support this company. So the more shopping you do, the better you do for this company. Sure, the bottom you're gonna invest in the bottom line. And you're in your own investment, which is fine. That's traditionally what people do. Their brand recognition and their brand loyalty. It happens everywhere in every investment in the world. The difference here with GameStop is the leadership's ability to align their way of thinking with yours because they are shareholders and they buy the shares. Coming up right now, you're going to see the greatest announcement of all time for GameStop. They're going to beat the street. They're going to beat everything. And I pray and hope they stay quiet. I hope there is no guidance whatsoever because that's going to put out so much hysteria out there for everyone. The people out there that are like, oh, I don't know. Oh, you know what? It was a fluke. It was just Christmas. Yeah, just Christmas. Because being negative $8 million for a quarter, I'm sorry, for the year so far, trailing 12, they no longer have to pay the Immutable X partnership fee that they were paying, the pledge that they were paying. They no longer have their expenses overseas in Ireland and other places overseas where they were losing net profit for the US dollar versus the conversion rate for the pound or the euro. I'm telling you how great it is, and you're not listening. The expenses that they readjusted versus their benefits, paying their employees with shares, which affects the balance sheet with money, believe it or not, dollars, but it does not take away from the cash. So yes, your balance sheet will show a negative. We paid out X amount of dollars in shares to all the store managers. That's an investment in your people. You will get that back because you're not paying an increase in wages. You're able to pay those shares out to them. These are little financing things, how can I put it? Little accounting tricks that you can do to really help out the bottom line. And I told you, quarter 4, they loaded up in quarter 3 on inventory. They're carrying over X amount of inventory to the quarter. They're going to sell off the inventory. They're not going to replenish the inventory because you don't for quarter 1. You don't have to. And guess what happens there? You generate cash. You generate so much free cash flow that every quarter 4 you should be adding around $200 to $300 million to the bottom line. Call me a prophet. Just don't call me home late for dinner. All right, guys, GameStop's great. We know it. I know it. I'm going to talk to you guys in the chat right now. I'm going to read about it. I just wanted you to know what I was looking at. I'm looking at PayPal falling to pieces like I told you they would. Looking at Palantir finally showing profits after 5 quarters, which was awesome to have 5 quarters of profits and beating the Wall Street projections. The stock price went up 100%. We're about to beat Wall Street for the 5th quarter in a row. I know it's not profits 5 quarters in a row, but we're in a cyclical business, right? So we're annulated. That means that we make our money like everyone else does in retail. 40% of your profits are during Christmas. Well, guess what? It's Christmas, babe. And get ready to open up the best present of your life. It's your GameStop shares, and I'm very excited about it. Now, When is GameStop's next earnings report? It's going to be March 19th of next month. And I will be here live on TikTok and YouTube. I will have the space helmet on. If you guys have ever done earnings report with me, I wear my helmet. I'm ready to rock because I'm going to the moon. I'm always going to the moon. I'm never going to not go to the moon. I've been buying shares all year long. It's an amazing time for me. I have a lot of dry powder coming my way, so I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure out what I want to do with my life, but you guys know that I made a massive investment last year on Costco shares. I'm a believer in Costco, the company, the shares themselves. I'm not a spokesman for Costco. I want to make this very clear for everyone. I do not speak for Costco. I don't represent them in any way, shape, or form here on this platform, but yes, I'm an employee for them, right? And I'm at that higher level of employment, so sure, I can be influential to a point. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that, full disclosure, my Costco position. But yes, I did buy $20,000 worth of Costco shares last year, and I bought them at $480, $490. They're now worth $700 something plus, and it's a pretty penny. I'm up about $11,000 to $12,000 on my investment. So I think it's 11 and some change. But it was a good investment for me because I saw it coming, right? We re-TA, we figured it out, we predicted out, but it's not something that I would sell. It's not something that I'm trying to take profit from. This is why this channel is so educational, and it's for you. It's beneficial for you, is because I tried to tell people exactly how I'm building wealth, right? I'm building wealth based off the fact that I can make investments, but I don't cash out on them. I don't need to cash out on them. They're forever growing. I'm picking certain things that I love for a very long time. And GameStop happens to be one, so does Costco. And so does my family. So I put them in a house, right? A house that's going to be worth north of $1 million real soon. And I just go with it. And it's not that I'm a millionaire per se, or that I'm not, or I am, whatever you guys want to put me as, pay me as. Just know that I've worked really hard for where I'm at today. But it took a lot of bad days to get there. It took a lot of crazy days, a lot of failures. On that mountain full of failures, like I tell everybody, you can fail all the way up until the day you succeed. It's just that one accomplishing moment that you have, and it's gonna pay off. So keep doing what you do, guys. Okay? I'm still reading the chat. I'm still going through stuff. And I appreciate you, Jude. Hey, Jude. What a great damn song. GME getting blanked on. Probably. Probably GameStop will get blanked on. Maybe Wall Street will shoot it back down and everyone will attack the stock. But that doesn't matter to me. The stock price and or where the agreement is between two people, how they sell. We've talked about this. Over 70% of the volume traded on GameStop per day is short, right? They're shorting this stock. It's over 60 million shares short. That means 20 to 30% of the float at any given time is short. Should it be short? Absolutely not. But that's all you can do at this moment is attack the stock price. It's okay. I'm going to keep buying it. Keep shorting it. Keep it down there at the bottom. Do that for another 3 to 5 years and then see how much money I have into it. Okay. Shout out to Jay. I know Jay was in the chat earlier tonight, and he sent me a very uplifting video that I needed. Every now and then, guys, I need those messages you guys send me because I had a really rough day on Monday, and I came here and I was live for like an hour. We talked, and then I walked out because I had to go coach basketball. By the way, my boys won. I'm coaching 3rd and 4th grade basketball boys at the YMCA, and I don't have a kid on the team. I don't have anybody on the team. They just said, hey, we need a coach. And they know that I coach sports and stuff, so it was recommended I go down there and coach. So I'm coaching. And our team had to go up against the girls' all-star team. And the girls' all-star team were 5th and 6th graders. So there was a girl as tall as me. 6 feet. I'm 6 feet. She was as tall as me. We still beat them with my little dudes. My little dudes were balling. Shout out to them. They'll probably never see these videos because I don't tell them that I even have a channel. But I'm going to go ahead and read the chat really quick. Just let you know I'm just like you. I'm grinding. Have good days, have bad days, whatever it may be. But we get through it. I'm losing weight right now with this new shift I'm doing at work. It's kind of crazy. I'm up at 2 a.m. I'm grinding through it. I'm learning a lot. And I'm eating broccoli and cheese. And I'm just doing the right thing. I'm trying to get back to where I was at one point last year when I had lost 40 pounds in 40 days. You guys saw me do that live on the stream, and it was absolutely wild for me. And I want to get back to doing that. So maybe I'll grind a little harder. How many did the Bulls win by? Matt Haney says. Matt Haney, they won by 2 points. We won 32 to 30. They were changing the rules mid-game. The refs had their little sister on the team. 2 of the refs' little sisters were on the team, and they literally were calling them by their first name, the players. And they were giving them free shots. I mean, they might have taken free throw ratio was probably like 10 to 2 almost. And it's a running clock. They were stopping the clock when they lose the ball. When it was really close at the end there, we were within 2 points, and I told my guys, just dribble it out. Don't pass, don't shoot, just run around. And they were doing hack-a-shack, and it didn't work. It didn't work. So it was just too much, man. You ain't gonna beat the boys. Them boys are bad. Okay. What's cracking, everyone? It's your boy Willie Bobo. Shout out to Willie. I talked to Willie today. To tell you the truth, Willie, when he talks, I listen. I know my pops probably doesn't think I listen when he's talking, but he says a lot to me. And I know that my show's reflective of that. So he's watching right now probably like, yo, what I said really mattered. And it did, because my reaction to the news that I'm given day to day is what you see in front of me. So thank you guys so much. Look at the company ranking in the sector. Where do you look at that? Okay, so you can go to stockanalysis.com. You can go there. You can also go to Macro Trends. That's another website I use. I used to use some other websites before, but those are the two main ones right now. And you can break it down quarter by quarter, trailing, annual. You can do it all. If you ever need a real breakdown of like what you want to invest in and how you look at the stocks, I would go there. Additionally, I would tell you, look at the other videos I have on this channel, because every now and then you find a gem. You do. And I tell you, the next blue chip, it's GameStop. So price doesn't matter. Citadel sets the price until they can't. Yeah, for now. And that doesn't matter to me. So you think about Tesla. Do I think about Tesla? I don't. Tesla's not a buy for me right now. I think the valuations of the upper 7 are too high. I would say even the upper 20 are too high for me to buy into. The multiples are ridiculous versus the earnings they actually produce. So I'm not only saying Mag 7, I'm just saying the total S&P 500 is overvalued at the moment. It feels like COVID dollars are settling in and falling, because remember, all dollars trickle up. Eventually they get to the top brass. You might have gotten a check, years ago, 2-3 years ago, and eventually that money churns through the tills, right? So let's say you went into a restaurant and you sat down with all that COVID money, stimulus money, and what'd you do? You tipped the waitress huge because she had been working in a while. So you hit her with 20, you hit her with 100. And eventually she took that money and she spent it at a furniture store, right? So she bought some furniture or whatever because she finally got a new home with these new rates at the time. And the salesman gets his commission. He gets a check. So now he has a check and he has his money and he goes to the dealership and he's buying cars at no interest. And he's like, I get these cars now at no interest or low interest. So eventually that money finds its way to the top. It keeps going wherever you're spending. So the money that's churning in this economy has found its way to the top. And you know that because it's now pumping in the market. And the market is so top heavy, you would say when you allow $6 trillion of assets to be purchased by the Fed, is what they did at that time. Now you see it tenfold at this sector. So there's no more commercial banking. There's no more residential banking. And to say, go look at your local bank and ask them, where's their loan officers? There's no refi, right? There's no refi department because everyone's gone. You're not going to do it at these rates. 90% of Americans have a better rate than today's current rate that keeps going up, apparently. So the Fed rate is one thing, but the other rate that people need to look at is the credit card, right? So credit cards, and you look at the Wall Street Journal's pricing on it, the index of it, you can add 13 to 20% on their index number. So yeah, you're looking at 21%, 22% on the best credit cards in the world. And that's leaking up to the top as well. So people are going to be missing some payments. There's going to be a lot of collectors out there. People's credit is going to go to shit. It's just a cycle. But what people will do is as they clean up their credit and prices come down, then it's going to create this overwhelming juggernaut of inventory for housing and for used cars. So does that mean Carvana is going to go up in value? Absolutely not. Carvana is 90% to bonds on Apollo, and they're stretched. So I would look at housing. I would tell you, get ready. And I'm not telling you pricing are coming down. I'm just telling you the rates are going to stay where they're at. So people that are buying homes right now at these rates are essentially saying we're going to write off the interest for the first 2 years, and then we'll go ahead and refi in 2 years when the rates come down. So, and I mean drastically. The rates are not coming down drastically. They're not coming down to 1%, 1.5%, 2%. It's not going to happen. It's not. So, just that. Are you a big fan of other stocks other than GameStop and Costco to buy right now? Dude, I don't give out financial advice like that. Like as far as what I think people could buy, what I buy 5 things right now. So, I buy Costco, I buy GameStop, I buy Peloton, I buy Rivian, and I buy CRVS. So those are the 5 stocks that I'm buying and I'm going with it. Rivian fell all the way down today, about 15 something a share, pretty much all-time lows. I'm ready to get more. I like the price at this level, and I like their story for the next 2 years. So they have enough cash on hand to survive the next 2 to 3 years. So I want to see the transition they can make. And my guesstimation, it's going to be them and Tesla as the EV vehicle companies that America goes forward with, not so much even Ford, because I saw Ford took a step back on EV. So just something that I'm looking at and I'm paying attention to, but I'm not a big fan of Lucid. I'm not a fan of Mullen Automotive, anything else that people want to put in front of you. I'm not buying it. So that's just me. The next thing is, I love GameStop more than anything. I buy GameStop over everything, just so that we're clear. Can you do a high school film review? Just kidding. Yeah, I can do one. I'm going to do one for high school wrestling. You know, I really like high school wrestling. I enjoy watching the local team here where I live. They just happen to have some of the best wrestlers in the whole country that no one's talking about, the Mantanona boys. Their brother was an All-American in Oklahoma. Their other brother wrestled Oklahoma. The younger brother, the freshman, his name's Bo Mantanona. He was the number one wrestler in the country at 165 last year, or 154 is one of the two, 152s. And now he's at Michigan, the Wolverines. He's a true freshman. I think they're going to redshirt him, though, which is fine. He's killing it. And then his brother, Brock, is the number one wrestler in the country at 152, 165, in that range, whatever it may be. And they're from here, too. So phenomenal wrestling family. Prep sports all the way to college. I follow wrestling. I don't follow college football. I don't like the NFL. So it's hard for me to watch basketball. It's hard for me to watch NFL. So yeah, I know you guys are big fans of my brother. He watches, he does a sports show. He has all that. I'm not that. I have the best sports take ever because I'm objectified to the point where I like prep sports and I want to see people succeed, the underdog succeed. So, that's why I have a good take on it. I don't care about the money side of it. So a lot of people only give a take based off the money side. That'll never be me. All right, so let's go back to the stocks here. Still alive and holding. Thank you guys so much for that. No such thing as perfect. Amber, you're absolutely correct. And I just want to let people know how real that it can get out here. And I had a really rough day on Monday. And then, I came up here and I was on stream for the first time. I took a nap, power nap, got into the stream, and I was like, hey guys, did you miss me? What's up? And it was a rough one for me. Just got watching Dumb Money again. Yeah, I mean, you can watch Dumb Money as much as you can if you want to. For me personally, I enjoy watching things like the Bernie Madoff story. I enjoy watching, there's another show out there. Is it called Billions? I watched that one. I watch stuff about private equity. I watch things of how people got taken advantage of, and the Wolf of Wall Streets per se. Not the damn movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. I could care less about that. But I just want you to know that if you know how to lose money, then you might know how to save money and make money. That's how I've learned the stock market. I've learned it in reverse. A lot of people are always asking you what to buy, right? They're always like, yo, what's the top 10 stocks to buy? I'll be like, yo, what about the top 10 stocks not to buy? Can we do that? Because the process of elimination is even better. So when we start talking about stocks not to buy, that tells you everything. So what's my number one rule? Leadership. Leadership is the number one rule on investing. I don't care how much cash they have, the debt, what the company, what the business model is, what they're selling, this hot new product, blah, blah, blah. Leadership. If you don't know the leadership, if you don't trust the leadership, if you don't know their origins, you better, because their job is to manipulate the shareholder, in my mind, the retail shareholder, into buying into the company. They already have mega investors. They already have people that are going to believe in them, but they want people to believe in them so that they have product placement, they have word of mouth, and they have a good, Google rating or whatever it may be. Because if you're not considered a red, white, and blue company, and I only tell you this because I work for a great company, but think about the companies that have a bad rep. I give you one right now. Robinhood. Robinhood makes money. They have a business. They make millions and billions of dollars, and they have no profit, as in their stock price can't even go up because they lost the trust and the faith of the community, of the retail shareholder. So there's no way. I don't care how much Kathy Wood buys. Kathy Wood better buy the whole company. But when you buy the whole company, show me how your customer base grows. It can't grow. You gave it a bad taste. So a lot of times you're going to find this out about AMC coming up real quick. AMC is going to cost people so much money because not only on the stock market side did they cost people money, but people started backing it based off of what they do with their leisure time. And it's like, what? I overpay for movies. I overpay for popcorn. I overpay for this because you thought it was something that it wasn't. Not knowing that the leadership was private equity. Not knowing that it's strictly private equity. So that's what I'm balancing with the show and with the info I give you. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope that it's been tenfold. You know, I've always told this to people that watch the show. Maybe for the first time is one thing. If you watch a show for the first time and you're like, oh my God, you know, he's talking about GameStop. Why is he talking? He's just talking GameStop. It's like, go watch all the other videos and tell me you didn't learn something. Like, if there's something you didn't learn, then maybe I'm not doing my job because I'm doing the most research possible. And I'm talking about humanly possible on the stock, on investing, and on private equity. And I've challenged anyone in this realm, in this space, to do what we're doing. And there's no one. Everyone's afraid to do it. And now I know why. Because you can get your name in the mud and you can become the target of people and things. So the other day I said I will no longer allow individuals to come onto the show and debate with me via not identifying yourself, not being on camera, and not saying your real name and what you do for a living. And that was a hard thing for people to understand. They were like, he's afraid of confrontation. He's afraid of debating. It's like, I'm not afraid. I invite it. But I want you to stand on your business. I want you to stand on who you are, what you have to say, put your name behind it so you can put some actual, I guess, accountability behind the words you say. Because it's not fair that I have to be the only one held accountable on this platform. Yes, it is my platform. I did build it. But you don't get to invade it with your nonsense. So I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it 100 with everyone out there. You want to come talk to me? You want to have a debate? Email the channel, come talk, and I'll give you your space. But you better put your name, you better put where you're from, what you're doing, and then we'll see who's really here and who's really about it. Because Plain Bagel was supposed to talk to me. The financial guy from Canada, we're supposed to do a roundtable, and they backed out. So you tell me if these guys with 1 million followers, like James Janney with almost 2 million followers, if they're showing the channel in a certain light and they want to paint you a certain way, well, let's do it. Let's do it and put my name behind it because apparently I'm already at risk. I'm already out here and people already know where I work, where I live, where my wife works, where she lives, where my kids go to school. I mean, it's all out there, guys. I'm not the Kardashians. I promise you. I can't afford security, but I'm going to protect mine with everything I got. So I love everybody. I do things the right way. I live the right way. I've never been arrested. That's saying something. Guys, I mean, even if you're just protesting, you might get arrested. I've never had cuffs put on me one day in my life. And it's because I'm trying to live this life in front of you. So living the right way is one thing. I'm not saying I've never done anything wrong either. Hell, we've all done something wrong. I was fortunate enough not to be in that realm. So shout out to everyone who's human because apparently there's some people out here that are not. You know, so keep coming at me though. That's cool. Oh my God, AMC, give it a rest. Doug, I guess you could say it that way, but I don't think you've been paying attention to Twitter lately and or Reddit or Discord. The Discord is completely free. It always will be, guys. Our Discord has over 1,000 people in the Discord. I will go ahead and send it to you right now. I'm going to post it in the chat on YouTube. Feel free to join the Discord at any time. It's completely free, and it's in the live chat right now. So thank you, and come on in. Keep reading this chat here. I'm going to keep going until it's time to leave for me. It's been a long day. I've been up since 2 a.m., but I've been studying after that. I had to come in here and do some stuff with you guys. True fundamentals ringing hard enough will blow them out and force the shorts either out of the stock forever or make them longs and reverse their short positions, and then they'll be long side forever. Yeah, so the shorts are eventually going to have to buy back in, shooting the price all the way up. Every short becomes a long at some point. So you just need to catch. Yeah, there you go. Wedbush is a biased negative propaganda machine. They have been for 20 years. Mike Tucker, Wedbush is billion short on GameStop, and why are they effed? We know this part. They're at least $1 billion short. I'll probably get muted again from chat before you set up. Okay, cool. I just can't wait for quarter four earnings. You can wait. I can wait. We all can wait, right? And in a few years, when new console cycle comes out, boom. Dane Slayer, I agree. As you guys know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Tomorrow is the 2nd anniversary of the passing of Grandma Nina. If you guys are not familiar with Grandma Nina, she had a huge effect on me, my life, and my family. And she's everything to my wife. And Grandma Nina was a GameStop shareholder. Her shares have not been sold. They still have that account. They're not selling them ever. So she's an angel. She's an amazing woman. Grandma Nina, tomorrow is the anniversary of her passing. You guys were here on the show when she passed. I was here and made a couple of videos for her. But it's every Valentine's Day. So there's no celebrations in this house other than the celebration of life. And I'll be at the cemetery tomorrow, hanging out with my wife. I'll be doing a lot of things. We both have the day off to spend together. And it's not for Valentine's Day like that. And it just can't be. But shout out to Grandma Nina and her 2nd year of passing. And what a great woman. And in a few years, there you go. Hi all. Hope all is well. Yeah, in addition to that, guys, Thursday on the 15th, Xbox, like I told you, is going to do a live stream on the future of gaming for their company. Rumors are coming out. They're partnering up with Nintendo. Everything's being put out there right now. I'm not going to do the rumor mill and to say this is what I think is happening because I don't know. But I'm going to listen to it. I will not be live when it's playing. It's actually live at noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. So look for it. You can follow Xbox, the company, which is under Microsoft. You can follow them on Twitter, and then you'll see when the live stream is going on. It is on Thursday at 12 o'clock. We'll all find out together just how big of an impact it's going to be on GameStop's future business. Hey, all, hope all you are doing great. Steve Garvey is running from office, California. We're on changing the minimum wages to $50 an hour in California. I've had the pleasure of meeting Steve Garvey plenty of times. You know, he's from our city here where we're living. My kids went to school at the same high school. They're all the same. Steve Garvey's a Dodger great. And if he's running for office saying $50 an hour, I'm just going to tell you, Willie, I'm moving. I'm moving because I can't have these guys making money and not working for it. So that's ridiculous. I agree. In GME, we trust. Lynn, I'm with you on that. They are nuts. It's a good thing February is short month. We get March 19th sooner. Roaring Titties, just remember that it is February 29th. We get an additional day of sales this year, which is awesome for me. And it is my mother's birthday on the 29th of February. So shout out to Mama. Mom, appreciate you. Love you. There you go. I have CEO versus 1Ds. There you go. Just weird random shivers and stuff. Oh, okay. Is that a sickness? I had no idea what any of that stuff is. Even February is against us adding an extra day. There you go. GameStop is no longer a meme stock. TikTok dumb stormtroopers. Yeah, so I saw that everywhere yesterday. The headline is GameStop still a meme stock? GameStop, the original meme stock, coming back, roaring back. Everybody knows what's about to happen. So, like I said, some haters, PPCs, Data Zero trades, etc., all tuning into your videos, but ain't giving Marantz credit. Lynn, those guys don't have data to give. They don't have trades to talk about, and they don't have shares to dream about. So they literally watch the channel. They get the info. They probably invest into GameStop. Oh, everybody probably invests into GameStop secretly, but they're actually out there to be the complete opposite of me, and that's okay. You know, I wish everyone the best of luck with their platforms, and I hope they do well, and I hope they make all the money they needed to make in life, because that's all you're ever going to get. All you're ever going to get is some YouTube ad revenue money, some super chats. That's your life. So me personally, it's just a cherry on top, considering what I've been doing with my whole life, and being focused on my career and my wife and my kids, and you know, all while struggling, man. All while struggling. Trust me, I've struggled right there with you. I've gone to the car dealership with a 550 credit score and talked my way into the best, you know, top tier credit program. I've done it. And they's like, nah, you ain't got the credit, bro. Yeah, but I got the cash. I make money. I'm this, I'm that. Call them, show them what I do. Show them what I make. Like, I don't take no for an answer. I'm there. I'm here to work. But and you think it's me. You think I'm being the persuasive one, right? Like, you know what? It's just going to work because I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make it work. No, it's God. You guys can say whatever you want. You guys can tell me, hey, you know, you're a religious freak right now, whatever you got. Nah. I told my wife yesterday, I was driving after the basketball game I'm driving home. I drive past the church, St. Francis. And my wife's Catholic, the family's Catholic. It's heavy. And I said, baby, I want to go to Ash Wednesday. She goes, what makes you want to go to Ash Wednesday? I said, it's what you want to do. I know how religious you are on that end, on Catholic front, and I have something to give up for 40 days and 40 nights. And she was like, you do? She's like, what? It tripped her out yesterday. I said, let me tell you something. My wife loses her job, and I'm in a panic, and I'm just like, man, how are we going to make it? She gets a better job, better pay, travel commission, salary, ability to work from home. The hours are phenomenal. Everything's better. Like it was sky high better. And we're looking around at each other like, holy hell. That's not me. That's not my luck. That's not, I got lucky. I put my faith into something a lot higher than me. So I'm no different. When it comes to GameStop, I'm telling you now, I haven't been let down yet. There's a reason. And I'm living it. So let me be your testimony. Let me be your testament. Let me do it. You don't have to do it. Don't put a goddamn dollar in it. Excuse my language, guy. Don't put $1 into GameStop. Don't buy a damn share, guys. Don't do any of it. Don't. Let me do it. Let me do it. And then let's figure it out together. Let's see who is right. But I got somebody on my side that's just getting me through something a lot more than I could ever imagine. I promise you. When I'm down and out and I'm looking around, I just keep looking up because it's happening. It's happening, guys. I've had the ultimate test over the last 3 years in this environment, and some I never thought I'd have to go through. And I put the target on myself. Right? I don't have to. And I did it, and I still don't know why I do it in a point. Like, I'm like, why am I still here? Like, what is the point? I know the truth. I know the outcome. I could buy the shares and walk away. Or do I keep telling the story and let my journey reflect upon people so that, yeah, maybe you were meant to watch the channel. Maybe you were meant to see me and talk to me. Maybe we were supposed to get together and do that. Just maybe. Maybe it was serendipity. Right? A fortunate mistake. So that's what it is. And we're about to have our moment. We really are. I'm very excited. Either way, they're going to get wrecked. All short sellers are future buyers. I feel like it's more about attempting to control the narrative with their estimates and less about them worrying about being wrong, even though they absolutely are. Yeah, I think so too. I think they shortchange the stock. They list it so low so that no one comes to it. The least amount of eyes, the more naysayers in the chat. That's how I feel it. And that's the way it goes for me. I'll keep reading. And thank you for the follows on TikTok, guys. I really appreciate that. We're trying to get somewhere on that. Trying to grow the channel, trying to grow the information. I know Roaring Titties isn't just a running joke, but now with the undeniable truth data to prove it, going to be reported. Yeah. Welcome to the 51 Share Gang. That's everybody, right? People don't understand that. They're like, well, you know, you have 9,000 people watch your show. I said, yeah, everyone has 51 shares. Don't worry about it. You do that math. Hey, everyone. Lunch break, so stopping in to drop a like and listen for a little bit. Thank you so much, Kyoto. Appreciate you, man. All the way out in Japan, guys. Am I tripping? I keep getting ads every 5 minutes. Probably, Wendy. I don't know what YouTube's doing these days. I'm just part of the program. Part of the program. That's all I am. So, but thank you so much for watching, Wendy. I really appreciate you, and I always have 2.5 years of ride or die. Ad? Are we now freezing the stream? I have to refresh every ad. Well, I apologize, Challenger. I just don't know. I will tell you this, guys. We are exactly 3 months away. 3 months away. So 3 months and 3 days away from the 3-year anniversary of this channel. The official 3-year anniversary. So we've been going for 33 months. Videos, live, 33 months. That might not seem like a long time to some people. You know, some people probably give out the age of their baby. They're like, how old's your baby? Oh, my baby's 33 months. Be like, why don't you just say 3? But 2.5, two and some months, whatever. Not 33 months. Well, this baby right here is 33 months old. And I've seen every YouTuber flash and crash. I've seen them all fade. And because they don't have the dedication. They don't have it. They don't have the discipline. So you're like the nicer version of your brother. I would take the bait, but I don't want to take the bait. I would just say thank you. I prefer the word humble, the humble version, but yeah, me even saying that makes me not humble, right? No, it does compared to my bro, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, if the fundamentals are so clear, why hasn't this attracted any additional investor interest? Why is the stock still sliding, and why is it still short at 23%? Jonathan Elliott asked a great question. And if the fundamentals are so clear, why hasn't this attracted any additional investor interest? The hardest part of investing into GameStop is most traditional investors want control. They want control of what they do with their money. Now, to go ahead and invest money and it be so crystal clear like what I'm telling you, you have to study the stock like I do. This is not for everyone. I am not a normal person. I know you probably think that there are some analysts out there that study the stock market and they go, you know what, there's 5,000 stocks to choose from. Let me pick one. There's 8,000 companies I got to choose from. Let me pick one. It's very hard to commit to someone in something when that leadership team gives out zero guidance. They don't tell you what they're going to do. Whether you believe in them or not is one thing, like I do. I believe in it. But ask yourself, you want to say why somebody hasn't increased? Vanguard bought 800,000 shares of GameStop today. It was announced, it was produced. 800,000 more shares. They already have 24 million. They increased their position by 800,000 more. What do you think they're gearing up for? I've already told you. BlackRock bought, from the last 2 years, 3.3 million shares of GameStop. Why are the two largest institutions in the world, in the history of humankind, increasing their position on GameStop? You don't see what's happening. But if you were to take a financial institution, one that is not distressed, right? What ventureless capitalist fund can come in and splash money down on the pot? You can't. Why? Because we own it all. That price is going to go up sky high. You think Ryan's negotiating with venture capitalist funds and trying to give them a pipe deal? They're not giving them a pipe deal. They can't give it to him because he owns the company. He is the leading shareholder. They have the seats on the board of directors. Everyone buying 1 million shares of something, everyone buying, 1%, 5% of the company. Let's just say if it was 5% of the company. I'm going to come in and I'm going to go, you know what? I want 15 million shares of GameStop. You want 15 million shares? Guess what that comes with? I get a board seat. I get to decide what's going to happen with my 5 million shares. That's traditional investing. And that's the partnership that GameStop's not doing. GameStop's telling you, you're not in, you're out. All you short hedge funds, you're out. Everyone bet against GameStop. Everyone's going to lose. Hedge fund today just got shut down. Foundry got shut down. $3.5 billion worth of assets under management, shut their offices, walked away forever. You think that they pump Magnificent Seven and people are just sitting with fat stacks to show collateral, to show what they hedge when they shorted this market. You just let me know where the money's at. You let me know who shorted GameStop, and I'll tell you how upside down they are. It's infinite. If you don't think people are in it and people don't want to buy it and the stock is sliding, it's supposed to slide, babe. You see, there's this thing called time. And the more time that passes, the Dorito gets smaller. Have you ever seen a Dorito? Dorito. Watch this. I'm pretty good at the football. So I'm going to make it blue, okay? Make it blue. Cool Ranch Dorito, right? Blue. This is your stock. Pay attention. This is GameStop at an all-time high. Up here. Way up here. They're shorting the stock. They're shorting it every day for the last 3 years. And do you know why? Because you have to. You have to short the stock. Because you were up here, upside down. Gotcha. I got you. We'll do this again. What? You're going to love this visual. I'm not good at arts and craft, bro. I'm not. I'm new to this stuff. That's your stock. This is your position. Short. Are you paying attention yet? Way up here, stock price of GameStop. That's the collateral needed to cover it. As the stock comes down, you're pushing it. This is coming. But do you know why it's not getting closer? Do you want to know why it's never going to get there and it's going to pass? Because they're like this. This is the short. This is the long. They're here. They're pushing it down, down, down. Eventually, they're going to fall because these guys are going to get too heavy. You and I are going to keep buying shares at the top. People are going to keep buying this price. They can sink it as far down as they want to go. They can make it look as terrible as they want, guys. It's the mirror image. It's the upside down. The mirror image of what you're going to get. All the billions they put to push it down are going to be all the billions you get when it goes up. I know. People want to look at fundamentals. People want to look at rationale. Let's reasonably think that people are greedy. Let's do that math. Because I'm going with time. I'm going with time and street smarts right about now. I'm saying to myself, billionaires don't want to lose. Billionaires feel like they've never lost. Billionaires. And why do I say billionaires? Because every billionaire that you know, with the exception of, I guess, Money Mayweather, if he's a billionaire, he probably spent all his cash. But every billionaire that you know is an Ivy League kid, was a college dropout, was a salutatorian, valedictorian of their high school. They're all 4.0 kids. They're all the elite when it comes to intellect. There are some lucky guys, Mark Cuban. But the other guys out there that grinded for theirs, they've never lost in life. Their idea of living is success, culture, vacation, no failure. They don't know how to fail. That's the Brad and Chad crew. And when we're out there kicking their ass, the common day blue-collared worker coming through and saying, I'm buying GameStop, I don't care. I like the stock. I play video games. I don't care. They're trying to find out what the hell? How can we take it away from him? How can we stop that message? Well, let's attack the channels they watch. Let's put that guy under review. Let's put him off and call him crazy. Let's make a damn subreddit called The Meltdown and attack the stock and attack the people for putting out the information that is correct. There's not a single meltdowner that can tell you that GameStop has beat 5 quarters in a row after March Wall Street's expectations on the stock. How is that not valuable to you? It already beat out all the metrics. It already beat out everything they measure you by. You're winning and you know it. They don't want you to know it. Well, that's why I have a voice. So it's very clear why they're shorting the stock, Jonathan Elliott. Additional investors. It's hard to find additional investors. It's hard to go to VCs, venture capitalist funds, private equity firms, and tell the general partner, the individual in charge, the chief investment officer of that particular fund, and tell them, we want your money, but you have no control over what we do with it. It is very hard because they don't want to be wrong. And you will be guilty by association. You ask yourself, Apollo, Ares, Bain, Carlyle Group, everyone, and I'm missing some right now, but it doesn't matter. All of them are on the same side. So when they see one person go against them, they're going to gang up and beat you. And be like, oh, you want to invest in GameStop? Didn't we tell you it's off limits? Didn't we tell you forget about GameStop? Remember, they push out all our board of directors. It's just Ryan by himself. Let him go figure it out on his own. With his little measly millions of bucks or even $1 billion. Who cares? Do you guys want to know something about financial markets? Like, can I tell you something that's just going to blow your mind right now? You're worth $100 million. You're worth $100 million. You go in and you buy some shares of a company. You think you're going to swing the market? That stock price is going to go crazy and you're going to influence this market? Do you know how much money trades? Like, do people even know $100 million How big of a number that is to an individual versus what actually trades on the market? The billions of dollars a day? How much money do you think is out there? How much do you think BlackRock's swinging on this? Vanguard, T. Rowe, all the institutions, they swing markets daily. You think that Nvidia, remember, you're worth $100 million, bro. Nvidia just went from $700 billion in market cap all the way to $1.8 billion. I'm sorry, trillion dollars. You guys can't even fathom how big the number is. It's not even possible. So when you tell yourself stock price, market caps, they've already trivialized and minimized your competence as far as how you envision the market. GameStop, how much could they be upside down? Oh, they're only upside down $4 billion. Yeah, it was just $4 billion collateral from Melvin Capital. They're the only ones upside down. Oh, really? We stopped the whole damn stock market. 9 securities. Trillions of dollars out there to swing markets, and you think it's just the $4 billion, or you think it's just the $100 million, or you think it's just the $20 million Ryan Cohen invests over the last 2 years. That's what people think. They think this number is achievable and or explainable, and I'm telling you, I buy 1 share a day. Come on, guys. I buy 1 share a day. My channel has 10,000 people. You're kidding right now. You're kidding. 1 share a day, 10,000 people. How much money is that? Enough for the rest of the world to tell you, don't buy GameStop. Ignore GameStop. Enough for people to do documentary after documentary to mischaracterize the words, the image, the likeliness of myself and others like me. For Michael Packer to come out and do his shots and his, taking his angles. Brian Soze, whatever his damn name is, at Yahoo Finance. Everyone. And you guys are not understanding the trillions of dollars that trade. The value is infinite. I don't do mo-ass talk. But they want you to think $30 a share is a lot. They want you to dumb it down and say, you know what? GameStop's going to hit $50. It hits $50. That's $200 pre-split. $50, guys. Guess what? That's 3x your money right now. Anybody would take a 300% increase on their money right now, and they're selling and they're out and they're happy. And then I come out and say, my price is about $8.50 a share. Marantz, it's not fair. You can't do that. I can't do that. Why can't I come out with a price that makes sense versus the trillions of dollars that trade on this market? I'm good, honey, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Wifey trying to bribe me with a donut. I just said I'm trying to live right. I hope you guys understand the psyops that come your way. The companies they put in front of you. Everyone likes to focus on, I'm going to do like this exercise for you. Everyone likes to focus on the fact that AMC shot up to $72 a share. $30 billion worth of market cap on no fundamentals, just a squeeze. It's a squeeze. That's just what you do. GameStop ran that day. GameStop ran June 2nd, 2021. Everybody was here. I was here. I was live making videos. I want you to go and look. Pick companies. I don't care which company you pick. And see what other stocks ran that same day. That's all I want you to do. I want you to see the stocks that ran that same day that GameStop is pushing the markets. Because remember, we're talking about naked shorted, right? We're talking about manipulated to beyond just the 20% you see. We know that it got reported short 226%. We know it got reported short 146%. A stock being short over 100% is unheard of. It's illegal. It should never be done. But now they tell you stock's only short 20%, guys. But GameStop goes up in price all the way to $347 a share. And go look. Go look at how much leverage was against it. Oh, you don't think? No, they're all in the same basket, Marantz. They all go up at the same time. Oh, we're going to play that game? The whole damn market's leverage for GameStop. I'm saying the thing that nobody wants to say. Or that they're afraid to say because they're afraid to be wrong. Prove me wrong. Give it the real evaluation. Tomorrow you're buying 2 shares. For the super chat, thank you so much. I'm waiting on a check, waiting on a big check, and I'm waiting to do the right thing for my family and I. And I've been living for a long time. I put away 6 months worth of mortgage, put it away, and that was my gift to my wife. It was a lump sum of cash that she could put away and feel comfortable, because I've been living on the edge for 3 years. Or I'm doing the best I can with what I have. Make it 4 shares. Thank you for the super chat, guys. Yeah, I appreciate the support. It's my dream. It's my dream to do this channel and do all the info. So, but I just want to say thank you, guys. YouTube thanks you more than I do. But I'm just keep trying to grow this channel one day at a time, one viewer at a time, brick by brick. I wasn't kidding when I said call me the third little pig. I'm building. So, but thank you guys so much for everything. I'm going to keep reading the chat. Okay, I'm going to keep reading the chat. We're going to get it going. I just want you guys to know how big this market is, how big financial institutions have to swing. So when they do get crippled and they do go under and you see banks folding, you can't imagine how much money that is. You cannot even fathom what it is on the market. So it's minute to them, right? People try to just like say, oh, GameStop's only a market cap of $4 billion, guys. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Well, then let's not make it a big deal. Let's not make it a big deal when it goes up or when they show a profit and when it goes and it plays a little magic. Just let me know. Let me know. I'll be here telling you. I told you so. Hey, for anyone out there that's not a believer that thinks I'm tripping, stick with me for 3 years. I promise you, I've looked at this every which way. And if you've watched the channel, so have you. Do due diligence on me. Don't just take my word for it. Come see what I'm all about. Reading the chat. And thanks again, Jonathan Elliott, for that question. It was worth asking. Lots more commercials now. Damn, I didn't know that. It's crazy. Fun fact, the best run retail companies sell a higher margin and less total COG per dollar than even Amazon. Patrick Squires, it's going to be great. It's going to be great when people find out just what it is, the ratio for COGS versus, the cost of goods sold versus the gross profit minus the COGS. That's your net. And the net for GameStop has increased from 22% to 27%. 500 basis points increased on margin. And I think that they're leveraging those margins for better pricing. So around the board. So I love it. Excluding Amazon Cloud. Well, there you go. Those are fake items. GG Rants, you've made us better humans. Cool, calm, and collective. Well, thank you. You're welcome, man. Says the clown that says the DTCC and plumbing doesn't matter. Super share. It's funny that you say that. A lot of people like to talk about DRS and putting names into their, putting shares into their own name. And I would just tell you, I don't think you understand the verbiage on that. There are so many guesses on what DRS does, direct registering your shares in your name, taking them out of the DTCC so they can't manipulate the markets with your shares, i.e. lend them out, right, and short those shares like they have done but you have somebody like BlackRock with an infinite supply. And if Vanguard and BlackRock are loaning out their shares and buying back those borrowed shares, the individual who loaned them out, they actually have to buy them back as well. And you see the outcome. It'll be this ripple effect upwards. It'll be this infinite risk in this, what they call infinity pool. So yeah, it's gonna play out pretty wild when it happens, but the benefits of it will be Vanguard and BlackRock. They're gonna benefit. The benefactors of it are gonna be them. So do I think that it matters? I don't think it matters to the point like you think it does. And I mean this because you won't see price action. So for all you guys crying for price action, then stop crying to DRS your shares. Because when you DRS your shares, you're taking away that liquidity from the market. They need those shares to fluctuate the price up and down. You can no longer fluctuate the price up and down. Look at the volume or the lack thereof. The volume has gone down over the last 3 years, where we used to trade anywhere from 5 to 8 million shares a day. You're now trading on a split. Pre-split, it's almost like 500,000 shares a day. We're doing less than 2 million shares a day on average. We had one big day of 60 million shares. Other than that, nothing. So I think that people need to realize what it's doing by DRSing the shares. It's bringing that stock price down, and it's not giving them room to play with it. You won't have price discovery. You're just going to have straight shorting with what you have. That's why the volume is the way it is, because people DRS their shares, and they're not trading those shares. They're just leaving them there, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it, guys. I love it. I buy the shares this low-ass price all damn day. But just know that when you're crying about share price and people are using that against you, that's the idea there. It says, any advice for someone getting out of the Army? Ooh, that's a great question. Getting out of the military, the first advice I would tell you is to understand your discharge paperwork, so your DD-214, understand what's available to you. Depending on the city you go to, wherever you move to, I would tell you to go down to the employment office. There's usually a county employment office no matter where you live. And when you go down to that employment office, there's preferred hiring for veterans. You go in there, they will have a job waiting for you. Literally, there are recruiters, and I'm not talking about military recruiters, I'm talking about employment recruiters at that office every day waiting for a veteran to walk in. I remember getting out of the military, got offered a Blackwater job overseas. I was going to work 331 days overseas, and only because 331, it's tax-free. And I was a military police officer. I was all of this stuff, and they were like, hey, you're perfect for it. This is what you want to do. And I was having a child, so I couldn't go do it. So I went to that office, and I was like, hey, I need a job. And they were like, no problem. And they found me a job with Georgia Pacific. They find you. Actually, my first job was Cognisa Security, International Security Company, and I was the regional manager of like this whole area for the G8 summit that happened in Savannah, Georgia that year. You can check the year. You can check all my timeline on this. But G8 summit, and I ended up being in charge of like all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, he has ample experience. Like he does bomb sniffing dogs. He does this. He does traffic control points. He does EPW camps. You have all this resume that you can do. And just know that your job transitions pretty well to the civilian world when you're in the Army, because Army installations are like cities. So that's why you can get a job anywhere. Marines don't have that. And Navy doesn't have that. And Air Force doesn't have that. Only the Army does. So that's the benefits of being in the Army. Your job parlays into the civic world really well with being a civilian. So I'm moving to Athens, Georgia, or Savannah. That's cool. Athens, Grovetown, that area right there. My brother lives there. I lived in Savannah for 3 years. It's a great city to visit, not a great city to live in, but, to each his own. So I wish you the best of luck. I know Hinesville is a closer city to Savannah, like in a way, so that's where Fort Stewart is. That's a really good transition city for people. Just job-wise, I think you have to be in Savannah if you really want a good job. Look into Costco. Costco's a great employer. Anyway, my advice, go to the employment office and get a job. And then when you do go for your dream job, you put on there, you're in the Army, it'll work out pretty good for you. At least it has from my experience. John Elliott, the suppressed price is intentional for uninformed to capitulate, and it's an opportunity for the informed people to accumulate. Yes, and we're in the accumulation stage right now. So capitulate means to buy and or to sell. Make a decision at that point. So they will eventually cut their losses and walk out. A lot of people do, and some of us go ahead and buy and run up, and that's what's been happening. So thank you for that. How about just the low bar today for how many underpriced companies are there in the U.S.? Patrick Squires, there's a lot. I mean, you would think GameStop's number 17 in their own little sector where they're at, but companies themselves, I don't think people understand the value, how you get the valuations. You can have a company worth $10 billion, right? And you see GameStop at 4, and you're like, well, that $10 billion company, you're like, yeah, well, you got to understand they leverage their assets for all that profit or for what all the value they have in it. So people have to know the difference, and you have to do the homework. You have to read more than just the 10K. You have to go in, you have to read the financials, and you have to go through it. And I would tell you, like for me, I go back about 10 years on average, and I read everything about the company. That's what I try to do at least. And I really try to get into the thick of it. There are some new companies out here like Rivian that's brand new, essentially. I did it based off of a survey. I questioned some coworkers who have the vehicles. I asked them accessibility to the maintenance part of the vehicle. Where do you have to take it? How does it work for you? You know, like this individual goes to San Diego to take in the car for service, but they give them a loaner vehicle. It's an Audi. I was like, whoa. Like they're spending money so that you spend money, and there's an allegiance. So I said, well, how much do you love your car? She's like, it's the greatest car I've ever driven. And so I try to look at it for what it is. And Rivian's big out here in Southern California and in Palo Alto area. So anything's possible. But I'm going to keep reading. There's a lot of companies, Patrick. That's what I'm saying. A lot of companies that you try to, like the older retail companies, you can't give an evaluation for Macy's. Right, you just can't go in there. Like I'll give you an example, and I'm just going to tell you, Visa versus SoFi. Visa's already maxed out, one of the best companies in the world, and SoFi is what? Up and coming, trying to show you that they have profits, telling you what they're going to generate, and everything. So you're depending on like what you're going to invest in, you know. But then you also have to take into consideration like dividends. I know a lot of people don't look at this. Okay, dividends, it's something that's possible for GameStop, and people in the past said that it's not. But you got to understand, they're 4 cents of profit based off of interest alone. So a dividend of 4 cents is already booked in based off of the interest they're going to make. Now with the profits of the business, how much profit can they generate to actually give you a dividend? So you say, okay, at what point does the EPS, the earnings per share, dip below the given dividend that they're going to announce? It won't. It won't if they do it right. But they also have the cash to back it. So if it ever dipped below that, you're still getting cash. Then you have to come into play, what is the yield versus the stock price? So the dividend yield, if it's, let's just say it's 5%, which is massive, guys. That is a great dividend yield, right? 5%. Well, go look at the damn stock price at $15, right? You're going to look at something, I'm not good at math, but it's like 15 cents a share. Or no, is it more than $1.50 a share? I'm so sorry. So yeah, it's a 10%, $1.50 is 10%. So then 5% of that would be 75 cents. Okay, so 75 cents. So can they make 75 cents of profit a year per share? Possibly. I'm waiting for them to get to $1. So when they get to the $1 and they're making $300 million a year, they essentially could give out a 5% yield on a dividend, or even less, a 1% yield. Doesn't matter. People that actually live off of that income, that continued income, that is just passive income off of dividends, they have to know what's the yield. So I remember, I'm not in Costco stock because of their dividend, even though they paid a special dividend this year and they give a quarterly dividend of $1 and some change at $4, but I paid $700 for the shares. Like, that doesn't add up. $4 is not enough for the price of the stock. So you'd more fall in line with the price of like Coke. You'd buy Coke at 50, buy Coke at 60, stay there, and you're still making a dividend of some kind. So you have to know how to evaluate these companies moving forward. Me personally, I think GameStop has so much runway and so much flexibility that that's where I'm headed with it. So and we're going to have all these conversations for years to come. It's going to be content. It's going to be informative content, because I've been living this life of owning dividend stocks, of buying undervalued stocks, of leveraging my own position for cash when it's the right time to do it, buying a home with 401k leverage versus a Costco position and or a 401k position, on how you do that. There's so many things that the younger crowd doesn't know yet that before you ever take like $100,000 cash and I'm going to buy that house. Here we go. Boom, put it on it. And then instant equity. Okay. To a point. Or could you have gotten more for it elsewhere? Like something like where GameStop's extremely undervalued and you think it's going to do what it's doing. So I'm picking and choosing my moments, but to drop the knowledge on you guys. But if you ask the right questions, of course, I'll open up Pandora's box. But I told you last week, I said, my dream is to buy my daughter a house for her wedding. Like a wedding gift. That was my dream. I was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to come up in there and I'm going to be the dad that man can't be. And I'm going to be like, yeah, mama, just want to let you know I got you a house. And my wife was like, what? I was like, what you mean, babe? Like, we could do it. And I'm telling her how I could do it. Like, I'm explaining to her the math and everything. And she goes, no. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, how would you like it? How would you like to live in your dad's house? Your dad bought you. She's like, what kind of man would you feel like if you didn't buy your own house? And I was like, I'm like, Mama, I really wouldn't care because I would have more GameStop shares. Like, that's Pops, buy my house. No, she's like, no. She's like, what? I go, what about down payment? Can I do a down payment? And she's like, I'm like, baby, I'm just trying to help. A cosign, do something. Man, these are the problems I'm going to have because I'm doing it the right way. So you might not be there. You might not be there financially. You might not be there in your mind yet. But guess what? I'm not either. I'm manifesting these outcomes. I'm working for them because I put these goals in front of me. I put a long time ago, guys. Real talk. Short term, intermediate, and long term. I was at an event for leadership. Marantz, what's your short-term goal? Man, I want to drive a car that has power steering, AC. That's what I want. Because at the time I was driving this Mercedes 350 ML, but everything went out already. It was fly when we first got it. It was fly. Ain't gonna lie. But I had the biggest forearms. I was like Popeye. It's 120 degrees where I live. So with the windows up, the windows didn't go down. It was 130 in that bit. And I'm in a tie and I'm sweating, bros. I'm losing weight. Cans of soda are popping, literally exploding in the vehicle while I'm driving because I can't put the windows down, but it was a drink over there. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy hot. Like this life. Then my short-term goal, I want to become a manager. Long-term goal, I want to become a senior manager. That was 5 years ago. I'm all out of goals. I got to rewrite them. And so do you. Revisit your story. Revisit your investments. Revisit what you want to do in life. Write your goals down. And I'm not saying you got to do a vision board and do all this stuff that these guys want to tell you, these gurus. It didn't even go that way for me. I said what I wanted to do, and then I started working for it. I want to have a 7-figure position for GameStop. I'm not joking with you. I want 7 figures. I want $1 million in this company because I believe in it. How am I going to get there? I don't know, but I'm working for it. That's the difference between everyone else who's out there trying to put money into this market. I'm going to write cover calls. I'm going to make money this way. I'm going to go bet money on the Super Bowl. I'm going to do all these things. Everybody's doing this, okay, with their money. I'm putting my money in my pocket, taking my ass back to work, and I'm coming home and I'm going to do it again. Then I can tell my daughter, I got you a house. Even if it is the house I'm living in. They can have it all. I do all this for them. I don't do this for me. Like any real man, I could live in a box and be happy. As long as my kids are fed, taken care of, and protected, I don't give a shit what happens to me. I could die tomorrow. I've lived a good life. All right, Super Share. You seem to be really enthusiastic about plumbing. You should create your own videos talking about it, and maybe people will come to watch you instead of trying to troll Marantz. Maybe. How do we make some money? Honest thoughts on Pitt and somebody. I don't have any thoughts on football. Sorry, I don't watch it. And how do we make some money? You get your ass up every day, put some shoes on, and get to work. That's what you do. Suppressed price, which Ryan Cohen hasn't addressed, despite being empathetic to apes. His whole company is blasted and he's mute. Jonathan Elliott, the company's not blasted at all. The stock price is something that you can't control. Like, we've established this. The company's profitable. It's running on all cylinders, and he's too busy working. He's been on the job 139 days. 4 months. Okay? Now watch this. In the 4 months he's been on the job, GameStop has now churned a profit. They're annulated on that profit, and they have profits to come. The CEO of PayPal has been on the job for 4 months as well. They've now downgraded their analysis. They forecasted what they're going to come in at, and their stock's down dramatic price. Who's doing the better job? Oh, you're worried about stock price. I just showed you. I just told you why they're down. Tell me why GameStop's down. You can't. You can't. It's okay. I'll be right more than I'm wrong. You are the Inley ape here. You're the only ape? Maybe he is. We are not apes. Correct. We're not apes. Not even close. Why are you so focused on the stock price in the short term? Who cares? Everyone is buying. We want the low price. Correct, DRS. This is a long-term investment for a lot of us. Real gangsters move in silence. That's the hardest line ever, bro. Real gangsters move in silence. My pops don't even talk, bro. My pops is a G. Says, how do I get involved with this GameStop money? Why are you being funny, bro? I'm trying to get some info. Sure, user, if you're trying to get some info and you're trying to be real, go ahead and go to YouTube, watch the channel. You can click up there, follow me on TikTok, watch the channel, and you're going to educate yourself on investing. And then you'll understand how to invest, when to invest, and why you want to invest. But the knowledge ain't free. And what do I mean by that? It's not that I give you knowledge behind a paywall. My information is free, but the knowledge is not free. That means you got to pay tuition to understand what the hell this means. Every investment you make, you might not make money. You might lose money. When you lose that money, chalk it up and call it tuition. You've probably spent more money on strippers, smokes. I don't even know because I don't want to guess. But I'm telling you, the knowledge is not free. We want to show the naysayers so bad, and we will. March 19th, earnings date is estimate. GameStop has not announced the date yet. DB, it was announced. Maybe I'm crazy, but it doesn't matter because I'm off for 2 weeks. So I'm off for 2 weeks. So pick a day. I'm going to be here. Because 3 years of Ryan Cohen being a certified genius should have produced results. Considering Ryan Cohen's only been on the job for 4 months, not 3 years, that's not that it should produce results. And if you want results in the first 3 years, well, then I would tell you go back to high school because you're not ready for the real world. Remember when you're in high school and you thought 4 years of high school was so long and it was everything? And then you grew up and then you realized, where did my 20s go? Where did my 30s go? And now you're 40 and you're looking around saying, man, I graduated high school 20 years ago. It was a flash in the pan. 3 years is a flash in the pan, son. Certainly when you're doing a transition and a pivot and they're performing it in real time. But I could take you back 3 years ago from now, and that was COVID. 3 years before that was 2017, and 3 years before that, you were looking at Facebook. 3 years before that, you were sitting around trying to have a MySpace. 3 years before that, the iPhone was just coming out. 3 years before that, iPod and iTunes was just taking over. 3 years before that, it was the dot-com bubble, and you were wondering what's going to happen. 3 years before that, it was 98, and we were hoping that OJ would finally admit that he killed Nicole Brown Simpson. 3 years before that, Tupac is getting shot and killed. 3 years before that, it's the 92 Olympics, and I'm wondering, is Carl Lewis the best athlete ever? 3 years before that, it's 1989. I'm looking at the 49ers score 55 points in the Super Bowl that they can actually win. 3 years before that is 86. And I'm looking at you and I'm asking, are you born yet? Time flies. Time flies. And you want to get an investment to pay you back in 3 years. I'll do one for you. Let's do this totally different. Jonathan Elliott. You go to a job. You get hired. And in 3 years, you want to be the CEO because you know what? You've put in your time and your money and you deserve it. Or how many years do you have to work before you ask for a raise? Before you ask for promotion? Why is it that you're willing to put in 10 years at a shitty job for minimal wage, for minimum raises, but you're not willing to put 10 years into the stock market for something that could change your life? Is that it? You've never been in a dead-end job, dead-end relationship? Or maybe you're just a dead end. All of you asking for change, refund, money back, profits, increase. Miss me with the bullshit. You're fake. You're fake. This market pumped for 15 years with Covey-light loans, bond markets are just loaning out money left and right, up and to the right on earnings. Where the fuck were you for 15 years? Why is it that you need these 3 years on GameStop when you should have been a billionaire from 2009 to now since you're so damn smart? I call bullshit. Don't worry. I have my story. And I'm living it. Fundamentals have improved in 3 years. These things don't happen overnight. 3 years isn't a long time. Correct. It's no time at all. I spent 3 years liking a girl online that never called me back. J-Lo. You seem to think the share price matters. There you go. Why are you bearish on PayPal? It's private equity involved with them? Yes. PayPal is not an investment that I would make. By the way, I appreciate you, Marantz. Keep doing you. Yanyo, yo. Yeah, you're welcome. 3 years without any sort of change in operations and no earnings calls is bullish. It's true. Yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe you want to be told. Maybe you got to be told how good you are and how great you are. Maybe you need that participation trophy. Maybe you need a ribbon. Or maybe you need pictures every year. Are you the kid who buys a yearbook every year? Is that you? Every dance you buy the photo package? I'm asking. When you go to Disneyland, I need a souvenir every time you go? Or are you there for the experience? Are you there to figure out just what the value is? You're going to find out the hard way, Elliot. And I don't even care. I want to give you more energy because you've asked the dumbest shit in the history and then you say the comments and you stand on them. You stand on them. 3 years is what you're evaluating it on? Somebody quick and tell me what massive billion-dollar company took 3 years to turn around and patch up the wounds and get it going profitable. Fire up the jets and do it with private equity behind it. Private equity beating it down, trying to stop it from happening. Tell me. So I have to apply the knowledge and go through the trial and error to make it short. You do whatever you want to do, user. Good luck to you. They flipped from growth to efficiency due to the macro environment changing. Operations have changed drastically. DRS efficiency has changed drastically. And additionally, they are that value investment. So they're not growth, and that's the best part about it. So when you say they flipped, you're absolutely correct, and people don't understand. You don't seem to like the company. I'm assuming you don't hold shares. Correct. And that's only the self-reported, plus not counting who knows with all those dark pools and internal, Connect systems. Yeah, it's wild, Jay. It's wild. Don't forget to smash the like button, y'all. Thank you guys so much for smashing the like button. He says they flipped from growth to closing stores. LOL. GameStop is a retailer, and what it offers hasn't changed in years and years and years. Jonathan Elliott does not understand what private equity is, does, and how they do it. The fact that they close stores and minimize losses at the top, you really don't read the balance sheet. You don't understand metrics as far as how you run retail versus e-commerce in an omni-channel world. GameStop has everything that Amazon doesn't. GameStop has a retail footprint, and yet they still do e-commerce at a high level, and it's transitioning to that. So the fact that they're closing stores is a benefit. It's a plus. The fact they change operation hours is a benefit. It's a plus. You don't understand what you're talking about. When it comes to retail, you have no idea what you're talking about, and that's unfortunate. God hates hardcore, and you know what that means. They're now profitable and close to. That's a big change since Ryan Cohen took over. From losing $1 billion a year to this, yeah. Okay, then you wouldn't buy into GameStop. Cool. You should go watch some other live streams of companies you feel bullish on. I totally agree with that. Go look at any small cap funds. There are only a few stocks carrying the S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow. Main Street is in recession. They have been, DRS. Okay, got to run. Thank you so much for that. It's all a Ponzi scheme. I don't know. I don't equate it that way, but thank you. Exodus Cry. Thank you. Look it up. The MAG 4/7 is all overpriced. Even Costco is trading like it's doing AI. Yeah. I told you how I feel about all the high, these PE ratios are just ridiculous right now. The multipliers, I don't even want to say PE, any multiplier is out to lunch right now. Ray's loves AMC too. He talks about it daily. That's too much because AMC's terrible. Did anyone see the Yahoo Finance article asking what's better to invest in, AMC or GME? Could you imagine investing in a shithole stock like AMC? Yeah, I couldn't imagine it low. For them to ask you that, that's ridiculous. Costco is at a 49 or the 48 PE and a 41 forward PE. That's pretty expensive. It's more than expensive for a legacy, for an established retailer. That's massive because they've been around for 40 years on the market. You wouldn't have those ratios. It would be down towards the 20s, towards the teens, where it should be. No way that the price should be extended that far. I'm just letting people know. That's why I said they're going to have a retraction deck down to 704. I called that, and they're almost there. They're working its way there. Bro, Citadel ran the Tesla squeeze. Elon is Kenny's fluffer. Yeah, I saw that picture of Mr. Beast at the Super Bowl. He's with I don't know if it was a Kardashian or what it was, some girl. She's like really attractive. He's right here like this, and I'm like, damn, okay. But look in the corner. Look behind him. And then you're going to see Robert Kraft and King Griffin. And Elon Musk was in that same box. So they're in the same box. Robert Kraft used to be a board of director for Apollo Global. That's from Connect the Dots, the series. If you guys watch it, it's on YouTube. Google it. Marantz Rantz, Connect the Dots. Private equity. And I already said it. I'm not a fan of Elon. I know you guys are. I know a lot of people love him for what he stands for and what he promotes. But I'm just telling you, that man is bought and paid for. When you're complaining about not making $58 billion this year and you're already the richest man on the planet, miss me with the bullshit. That's all I'm going to tell you. There are people out there that could use that $58 billion that you want to shelter to yourself. And I don't care what cause it's for. It's all for stature at this point. So no. And definitely not for the shareholders, considering Tesla's profits were $10 and $15 billion each year for the last 2 years, respectively. To make $25 billion net profit and your CEO's making $58 billion, that is ridiculous. So overpaid executives, overpaid CEOs, yeah. Robinhood made 77% of its total revenue from Citadel, Susquehanna, and Company, 2021. Bro Marantz, the vast amount of factual information you have put together is a treasure, and it's free. Thank you, Amber. Every day I put out new information because I retain it differently than most humans, and I always have and I always will. But that's why I'm in front of you. That's why I take the notes I take. It's called Marantz Rantz. I write down one word, and I trigger off the one word. This is living proof. I wrote down these stocks right here, okay? These stocks. And that's how I trigger myself. RH, Restoration Hardware, ASO, the sports. I've got the BBWI, which is Bed Bath and Body Works, whatever it may be, private equity, and then five and below. And that'll get me going on what I want to talk about. But that's the way my mind works. So I've always been that way. I haven't learned anything. The info you push is readily available and accessible to everyone. Winthorpe, that's a lie. That's a blatant lie. There is no way that Connect the Dots is out there for everyone because it doesn't exist other than when I formed it in my head. I didn't take it from you or any other where else. I put it together myself. So that's a lie. Secondly, the way retail runs and the way I talk about business in retail, there's no way you got that anywhere because I want you to tell me the book. Because I literally play out scenarios that I have to deal with daily. So there's no book for this. So if there is, and you saw it somewhere, go make a channel, Winthorpe. Dude, you should, because then people might want to watch what you have to say. But instead, you watch this channel. So I'm trying to figure you out. But I thank you for all the help, sir. How about Alt saying they want to replace or repurchase 50 million on a 2 million market cap? I haven't seen that yet. I don't pay attention to it that way, but I'll see what it is. But you keep coming back, Winthorpe. See, somebody just said it to you. Oh, Winthorpe, I have to work now. No time for your nonsense. Quietly leave, please. Thank you. See, people know how to deal with the trolls, and I appreciate that. Which company out of 70 which report the best earnings? GameStop's going to be the best earnings because it's going to have a double beat. It's going to be top line revenue and it's going to be earnings per share. I said it. I don't care. Come get me. Why can't I just make crazy predictions like everybody else? No, I think they're going to win on a lot of things here. Bro, I'm not going to dox myself because I'm going against the system, but I'll debate, but banned from your Discord. Never been arrested, but some dat weed. Okay, I definitely don't know what that means, Super Share, because I don't consume any foreign substance. But I will tell you this. You don't need to dox yourself. You don't need that. Put your phone number. Text your phone number right now. I'll call you. I'll call you right now. And you'll have my phone number. Think about that. That's how confident I am about who I am and where I come from. You'll never do it. Put your name on it. Put your face on it. Put your name on it. Put your face on it. I tell everybody the same thing. You guys don't believe in what you say in this chat. You guys troll. You guys troll. You guys try to attack people personally. You guys show up to my job. You guys write the letters. You guys come in and make comments. And, you know, you guys post stuff on so what is it, The Meltdown. You guys do all of that. You don't ever show up. Sell me on GameStop in 30 seconds. Andy Mack. I will tell you in these next 30 seconds to go watch as much information and content you can find about GameStop. You're not going to find any. It's all going to be negative. Or come to the channel on YouTube. Follow it. Click it. And you're going to learn a lot. That's the 30 seconds I have to give you. Marantz Rantz on YouTube. Use that. Okay? And good luck. Then why are you here, little buddy? Winthorpe. Who knows? History will remember us. Absolutely, Ruben. It will. Grandma Nina's all love. Thank you so much. Super Share. Don't be a troll. You make some points, but give it a rest and just appreciate the show and all that's provided here. Mm-hmm. Did you see Father Stu on Netflix? No, I have not seen that movie. No, I assume it's a movie, and I assume it's the one with Mark Wahlberg. There's a reason why I pass over it every time. No such thing as luck. Sometimes things are meant to be and happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Thank you so much. Well, there you go. You like this? This is why I can't talk to these guys, because the private equity guys on TikTok attack the channel. That fast, guys. It's absolutely wild what happens to me, guys. I'm pushing out correct information, and I get attacked just for being myself. I'm not attacking people directly. I'm not, no groups of people, nothing, and they'll attack the channel. People that truly believe in GameStop don't deserve what's coming. Please stay out. Correct. There's a higher power, more powerful than we will ever be. Chronicles of the GameStop Saga Legend Marantz, the Truth Hammer Rants. Thank you so much. Best browser. I will scoop 51 more shares each time for every clown. Jay, you're the man, Jay. Jay's got it, man. Bro, Jay, not trying to be a troll, but the shit it goes way deeper than what Marantz talks about. That's fine, Super Share. You can believe that all you want. You can go in it. Then when I talk about fundamentals. I'm not here to talk about fairy tales. I'm not here to talk about the Never Never Land shit. That's not where I'm at. You know, I know that, Super Share. I think everybody does. Everybody knows what he's saying. Buying 3,000 shares tomorrow. Ren, do your best. Funded by Hood Calls. Wow. Super Share, please just appreciate the show and all the hard work. Shout out to Badass Trader. Absolutely. When the Doritos of Doom break to the upside, it will be legendary legacy moving forward very, very soon, in my honest opinion. Cool. I've never seen a Dorito before because Marantz ate all of them. Okay. Doritos have MSG, bro. Thank you. I'm 100% GME, but even AMC investors stand for change. This whole system is effed. And you wrote it in caps. I would just tell you, Super Share, I think you have the wrong problem, because you're going to win in the same system if you're GameStop. Like the same system that they're using against you, you're going to use it against them. So stop complaining about it. You realize that, right? Good luck. That's why GameStop's name is so ironic, Super Share, because it's actually going to be the one that inevitably really changes the game forever. AMC has nothing to stand on. Correct. Ryan Cohen was doing tech support on X again. Oh, good. There we go. Somebody posted that, didn't they? Please forget GameStop. We are burdened by our shorts, Wedbush's clowns. Yeah. There were 250 trading days in 2023. I splashed the pot quite a few times on top. I heard that, Stacks. 51 more just for you, Stacks. Well, there you go. Jay's real, bro. I ain't lying to you. Jay's so real. Thank you guys so much. 20% short with no volume. Keep the faith. There you go. But you know damn well we ain't here for that Moash shit. Nope. Fundamentals all day. That's the way it's going to happen, bro. CRSR balance sheet good for GME. Good growth. I don't know. I don't know what CRSR is. What you're trying to tell me there, but I'm sure you'll type it out, or I'll go look it up right now. What you meant by that. I'm just outside taking some fresh air in right now. Seeing our boy was still going and figured I'd pop in. I'm always going to be going, bro. You got to remember, I got this new schedule at work, so now I live stream at night. So it's going to be a bigger run at it. So tomorrow I'm not working. I'm spending time with the wife, so I'm going to be in front of you guys, without a doubt. And so I'm going to be live. I'm ad-free with YouTube Premium. What kind of ads do they run on Marantz Rantz? I don't know. I don't DRS anymore. I heard you, Dan K. Neither do I. I spoke to a non-believer a few days ago. Painful trying to reason with him. Yeah, it's almost impossible. Have you ever visited Teddy Roosevelt's gravesite? Sean Carter, no. I don't think anybody has. I think that is nonsense, bro. Get disability even at 0%. Sure, you can do that. I don't get involved with it. DRS causing a decline in price of GameStop is just as speculative as stating DRS has a material effect on the share lending. DRS, that's a good point. Consider your name is DRS GME. Yeah. You should have left the question up. Oh, I don't know what he put. He took it away, east-west? Sure. For a military retiring person, make sure you have all your medical records together. That's everybody. Come on. I can't make the argument that without DRS, GameStop's price would be even lower. One benefit of having DRS shares, GameStop Investor Relation replies to my emails. Oh, that's cool. DRS reduces the supply of the shares available to short. Anyone who understands demand and supply knows what happens when you reduce supply. Sure. King Marantz. Ryan, Sung, how you doing, man? Appreciate you. Keep in mind, TD Ameritrade made almost twice as much as Robinhood in 2021 and restricted GameStop and the movie stock. But there was other stocks out there too. And it's not about how much they made. You know, there's a lot of first-time investors using the platforms, right? And how they're introduced to things. So you can imagine like Fidelity increased their percentage of new accounts tenfold in 2021 when everyone migrated from Robinhood to Fidelity. So when that happened, that's how a lot of these guys made their money. TD Ameritrade is one of them too. You had these novice investors, these new guys come through and say, I'm going to buy stock on this platform. So it's not that they're better platforms. People just all migrated away based off of faith and trust. Webull capitalized on this. Like you look at Webull, the platform looks great, but their clearinghouse is the same as Robinhood. So they have the same issue. Apex is clearing, 20, 30, 40 brokerages. So it's always going to be the same thing. Talks of kicking Tesla out of the Magnificent Seven, if not the S&P 500 altogether. No, but I'm down. DRS GME, it's not speculative, is the lack of liquidity combined with dark pools and the connect itself, internalization, order book manipulation, regular shorts, synthetics, dilution swaps, pressure, and naked shorts unreported. It goes on and on. Ken Griffin was on the Chelsea soccer team bid with Joe Ricketts, founder of TDA. TDA was just acquired by Schwab. Kenny is just at a fundraiser, even with Charles Schwab. Big club. Yeah, but here's the problem. Like, you can't, like I tell you, you can't go in there and say, they're all guilty, they're all going to do this to me. Like, you can't operate that way because Citadel is not the trading platform. They're the broker to a point, but they're the market maker. They're not the broker. Like, if people only knew, they do have that influence, but people think like they halted. Like, I want people to know this. People think that they halted Robinhood and all these other brokerages on doing GameStop deals because of Melvin Capital's $4 billion. It had nothing to do with Melvin Capital, guys. Like, the number that's reported, the number you see has, and thank you so much for the trash reminder. Thank you. But the number you see is not about Melvin being upside down $4 billion. That's the headline. What about the guys that were on the cusp of falling apart? Like they literally told Thomas Pitterfield was like literally telling on TV, crying, billionaires are going to go under because it was bigger than 4 billion. It was bigger than 10 billion. It was everything. It was everything. Like BlackRock is $12 trillion. Vanguard is $10 trillion. Like whatever the numbers are, guys. Trillions of dollars under management. Apollo's $700 billion now. Like, those numbers are so huge. How upside down are you? That's all I'm asking. Anyway. We know it's a big club, and we ain't in it, and don't want to be a super share. There you go. I like for years to come. Yeah, for years to come. Absolutely. There's a lack of liquidity because the lack of the market participants, more buyers and sellers creates liquidity. Does DRS reduce the number of market participants? Absolutely it does. Buy it. Buy her the house. Yeah, I know. It was fly. Real talk. There you go. Get your goals. Yeah, rewrite your goal. Rewrite them goals. I do. Middle class is fine. I heard that. Reduce participants or the amount of participants can purchase. Yes, and you can be both. DRS side effect, unfortunately, does cause lack of liquidity, unfortunately. But the end, however, it will end up working out for our benefit as long as people stomach it and take advantage of the opportunity for the end game. Sure. Time for me to, okay, good for you, and go to bed. I don't necessarily think you're a bad guy, but I think this is way deeper. I'm out. Cheers. Well, good job. I actually beat out SuperShare. We beat him to submission. I feel great. I feel like I won something tonight. Amo Nestor. Institutional funds do not have any interest in GameStop, and they do not want to get in between the shorts and longs. Not yet, anyway. Correct. National Archives have the medical veterans can request a copy of their DD-214. Cool. True. It's estimated not official earnings date for GameStop, but it may be the week earlier or a week after. We shall see. Oh, well, there you go. So I was told the 19th, bro. I already put it in. If it's a week early, I'm not going to be there. If it's a week later, I'm not going to be there. I mean, I might. Who knows? Yeah, VSO, there you go. Representatives, attorneys, and agents to help ensure that the claimants have access to responding and qualified representation of the VA benefit claim. Good for you. You guys are all doing homework on this. I've had a bump on my ass for longer than 3 years. Well, that's gross, bro. You need to get that looked at, bro. I don't want to know about that. I used to volunteer at the VA hospital. I used to be at the VSO and help vets get their claims. Cool. Jagged Alliance 3 and PC Remaster Greatness. Absolutely, guys. I'll be playing some TFT tonight. Tonight's the night. Imagine if DAV starts doing live streams again. I can imagine, Ren. I can imagine. I love Elon. Bro, 55 billion in 5% of the trillion. Give me his fair share he earned. There we go. Forgive me if I missed it, but did Marantz say he'd stream the Xbox event this week? I can't because I got to work, man. I will not. I'm a bit confused. I thought Mr. Beast was a GameStop supporter, but then he's buying out GameStop stock and giving away to Elon was too when he told people about GameStop. Don't know why Kenny was there. I don't know either. Either. Kenny is the white hat. Man, Trump bad, Elon bad, Kenny bad. Yo, you guys it's just all too bad. It's all too bad. How about that? All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody, part of the chat, part of the channel. You guys know that. You guys have been part of me for a long time. I love everybody. I support everybody. If you guys need help, let me know. I got you. And, of course, I know you guys got me. It's GameStop, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I thank you again, millionaires, for always coming back and watching the show. Appreciate all you guys and to the thousands of people that watch on YouTube versus TikTok as well. You know I'm buying GameStop no matter what. Get ready. It's coming. Rockets, baby. Rockets. And I'm going to get that helmet on. Peace.
Welcome to Marantz Rantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back, and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz Rantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Kenny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or Superposition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz Rantz. 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 Welcome to Marantz Rantz.